We already, App said Covert and Gemini should pick 30 cards each. I got the lands. I'm not letting him mess up the mana base. Just kidding. Just a joke. Whatever happens, it's not on Gemini's head, it's on my head. If this deck wins the whole thing, I'm a genius and I improved on his great design. And if I lose, then I'm an idiot who messed with his great design. So Gemini wins no matter what. You don't have to worry about him. All right. So, yeah, here's why I like grapple. Because if there's a land in our top 3, it makes sure that we hit our next land drop, and hopefully we can make it a blue mana. You don't always get the selection you want. But that's why I like it, because early in the game, I get land. Late in the game, I get bombs. But let's see, we're on the draw. That's not good. This hand is pretty slow, although Fall of the Titans, once we get up there, can do some work. If grapple misses, will we be sad? Think about that, though. We wouldn't be sad, Yitz. We wouldn't. Because if grapple misses, that means we still had to go 3 cards deeper to get a land, and we need to draw a land. So milling our top 3 is not a waste in that situation. It's something we should be happy to be able to do. Because if we went 3 cards deep and couldn't find a land when we absolutely needed one, yeah, we want to mill ourselves. Like, in a way, grapple's even more valuable in that situation. Now that we've drawn the lands, now we can be a little picky with our grapple. And if it milled, we'd be a little sad, now that we've drawn the lands. If it missed completely. But it still might flip over a Kozilek's Return. It still might flip over something with some value in the yard. Yeah, but I'm not going to run 28 lands yet. It says if the grapple was a land instead, that situation also works. But I'm not going to run 28 lands. I'm going to run 24 and the grapples so that I have them when I need them. All right, we got a land. I don't like Spring to Mind. It doesn't curve into anything. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Spring to Mind's great. It fixes the mana. We need double blue. We need some blue. Now, it's not a big deal right here because we got these other cards, but Spring to Mind's great. Plus, it comes up later. There's plenty of times where I run out of gas, but I have a mind in the graveyard. Child of Night doesn't care, guys. It just does its thing. That's right. Well, we got a hasty vampire start, though. This could get messy. Yahenni is a pretty good one. It means we can't sweep. Not the way we want to. But we should be able to get to Nissa's Renewal and Greenwarden before we die. Next turn will be a big one. If our opponent has a pretty big turn, we'll be in trouble. If they do not, we'll be okay. Didn't need that land, but I suppose we take it. So now what do we need? Mountain, forest, I guess. Though 4 blue is what you need to do the part thing, so I guess we'll get a blue and a red. Yeah, blue and red. Sweet. And away we go. App says to kill both his creatures. I can't. If I target both his creatures, he will sacrifice one of them to Yahenni. So I can only kill one creature. Indestructible. If he sacrifices a creature to Yahenni, Yahenni gains indestructibility. So we're going to have to wait for Crush of Tentacles or Barals expertise to save us from Yahenni. All right. Well, now because we had Spring to Mind, we can play our druid and our renewal, and then we just have a ton of mana. Greenwarden is probably going to want pieces of the puzzle, is what I'm guessing. Next turn, And then we can try to find Baral's Expertise or Crush of Tentacles. And what do we want? I guess we'll just get green, blue, red. Seems good. And then here we go. Druid can't block anything, but we're going to have plenty of mana to make things happen. And we got a cut. I believe we only have one black. Yeah, there's only one black right now. Senseless Rage. Going ham. Alright, well now at least there's a reason to kill that other creature. Going ham. Coming at me for 8. Greenwarden for renewal? Is that a possibility? Do I have the mana for that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I do. I can Greenwarden renewal, but I don't know if that's very good. I guess I win if I draw a Geistramp. Or a Geistblast, I mean. There's pieces. Well, I was gonna Greenwarden for pieces anyway. I could also Greenwarden for renewal. Then next turn, pieces and fall. And if Greenwarden hits, how much damage is that? We're on 12. We go up to 15. We go back down to 12. Fall for 11. Greenwarden for 5. Not enough. But if we pieces and hit a Geistblast next turn. If we pieces on 15, we hit Geistblast. Let's see. Then we're at 12. Geistblast is in the graveyard. Fall for 9, 18. And then if Greenwarden hits, we win. Seems... it's tough. But as long as we don't die, I think that's the right way to go. It's kind of funny how often the combo deck gets into a race, but that's what we're in. We are racing. Pieces could also reveal a lot of other things, like Crush of Tentacles, like Part the Water Veil. So, I mean, I'm kind of assuming a pretty awkward pieces if I even have to burn him out. Is Walking Ballista an unreasonable card in this deck? I just don't think it's enough. It's good, and you can play it for a very large amount, but it doesn't straight win the game. So I'm not a fan, even in the grapple version. All right, opponent going into the air. Can they find a way to deal me another 7? They have ribbons, but they only have 1 black. And if they had 2 black, they'd still be too short. Another pieces. Mine's in the graveyard. No Geistblast, so we will start here. Or should I attack first? The other interesting play we might have to make is Fall the Titans on our own Greenwarden to get another card out of the graveyard, but let's just start the party. And this is why I like Pieces of the Puzzle a lot. It makes me feel like I have a lot more hope in my life. Baral's Expertise, pull from tomorrow. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. 7 plus 5 is 12. Dang it. The Expertise gets rid of the auras, but I still just kind of die. But I can hold up the Fall of the Titans. Okay. There we go. Pull from tomorrow was very appetizing, but I don't think I can afford to tap out. How about Baral's Expertise? Get back Greenwarden for something? No. Now we can also take one more shot here before we make that play. Because we might hit something better like Crush of Tentacles, but we're not going to hit a Geistblast. So yeah, we'll just do this first. I guess I'll attack first. Or no, I shouldn't, because I can block the Yaheni. It won't have flying. Okay. Bounce those. Play this. There's the Geistblast. There's part the water veil. There's the renewal. I think I just want to play the renewal. I just want the life. And then next turn we win. One, two, three. Perfect. Max value. And yeah, I'll just let greenwarden sit. I don't need it to. I don't need the attack to win. Man, I went from playing one combo deck with the metal into playing this deck, which feels very much like a combo deck. A lot of brain work. Break my brain. Oh, don't leave. All right, I'm gonna stay. I want to show people. I want to show off the. I want to show the combo to the people. But my opponent knows that I have part the water veil in hand. I have the Geistblast in the graveyard. And there's a grapple with the past, so we'll just do it this way. We'll grapple. Grapple, by the way, every now and then you just hit a Geistblast off it. We'll get back the Gear Hulk. Play this. We'll go for 10. Target you. Confirm. Tap, pause, flashback, find the Geistblast in our graveyard, watch the game twitch out, target though, try to target, there we go, and clone it, so that's going for 20. Opponent, AI says, I want some haste. There's gotta be a way I can haste my way out of this. Run away! Run away! That's what they're saying. Run away! Alright, kill our greenwarden to get the combo back, because why not? But we're just also going to go upstairs. Ulamog, that's a good call. Why not? Run away. All right. Six and one. Neon says it's just a flesh wound. Word, dog. Oops, nope, not what I'm trying to do. Come on. There we go. Trollers. They get all sweaty. Hey, that freshly clubbed seal knew how to put some auras on some vampires and get haste, baby. Gemini is repulsed and is going to dinner and says, see ya. No idea how you just did that, but well done. Well, thank you, Santa. Santa's impressed. Why aren't you impressed, Gem? Come on. The True Aftermath says, funny with your deck. I have a Temur Turbo Fog deck that's about the same. I've created a Fall of Titans for 20 with Geistblast, and Geistblasted it twice. Well, you are the definition of overkill. This is all ramp, no nothing. I don't think I can keep it. Ugh, the opposite. No, I guess I'm just going to try to draw a green source. Are you a wizard? Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. That is, we are all wizards when we play Magic. See? I'm a wizard. I wanted to draw the forest and I drew it. Now I'm a little bit concerned. My opponent hasn't shown me anything that could die to Kozilek's return in the first 2 turns, and that's usually where I find out whether or not my Kozilek's return or my Radiant Flames is going to be a good card or not in the first 2 turns. It's like, is this card going to win me the game, or is this card just going to sit here while I get my butt kicked? Ah, it's a ramp off. It's a ramp off, ladies and gentlemen. My opponent has first ramp. I will have second ramp. Who will win? I always love to cast my ramp spells first, just so I can do more in my turns. Get more green, I think. And then it thins out the deck so that pieces of the puzzle is more likely to hit 2 spells. All right, 5 green. Please not Outland Colossus. Please not an Outland Colossus. Anything but Outland Colossus. If this were Magic Origins, we'd all be thinking Outland Colossus right now. I played a lot of Outland Colossus in the Origins and the Battle for Zendikar meta. Oh, it's only Nissa. I feel better. Just kidding. Strict upgrade to the Outland Colossus deck. So we need to get to where I can fall the Titans that Nissa. The most we can do with it is not much. Not much this turn. Okay. Well, I guess we have to ramp up and pray. Ramp up and pray. Excellent. We can do Kozilek's Return into Fall of the Titans. Yeah, you're going to pause me while I veggie? Okay, whatever. Fine. It's all fine. We get a red and blue. We need double red if we want a Kozilek's into Fall. See if he wants to... I guess he doesn't want to sack Nissa for the emblem, or else we would have seen it right there. Force Mage. Yeah, boy. Living. So 1, 2, 3, and then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess. And then I kill the Force Mage, and I kill whatever land gets animated, and I tag Nissa. It's not the best. Okay, that lets me do 5. I don't think I have anything worth getting yet. So I think the Kozilek's Return play is better. Alright. The plan is to Kozilek's Return and then fall the Titans. After the land is animated. The instant speed being very important. And then we're going to try to piece of the puzzle into Crush of Tentacles, like a boss. Here we go. Got that. Anything else? Maybe another Force Mage. I would love it. Reclamation Sage. Yes, play out more things. More things, more things, more things, more things. All right, let's see if there's a pump spell. It's coming in for 7. Pump spell for the lethal? All right, I'm going to assume it's not there. Oh no, there it is. Oh no, I waited just long enough and my opponent flinched. I waited just long enough and they flinched. Oh my god. That was so close. I was so close to getting blown out by that wild size. Y'all don't even know. Oh no! I probably should have gone face. But I guess this allows me to draw another Fall of the Titans. Or a way to get it back. And maybe I can kill Nissa. Oh my god. No, I did not lose. It was close. I would have lost. So what happened there, for those of you wondering, I would have lost the game if I had cast the Kozilek's Return and then my opponent had cast the Wild Size in response to the Return or the Fall of the Titans, but that's not what happened. Instead, they went for the Wild Size first, and I was able to blow it up, so they didn't deal me any damage. That was close. That was so close. That's why I wait till the very last second to pause the timer to do something, to get my opponent to move first, because in Magic, you said you were a new player. In Magic, there's a big advantage to the person who moves second, not the person who moves first, when it comes to casting instant spells at each other. Alright, we hit a baral's expertise and a nissa's renewal that we can't cast yet, and another pieces of the puzzle. The baral's expertise doesn't do much against the nissa, so I think I need the pieces and the renewal. And now, I don't have a land drop for the turn, so I might have to grapple for one. And maybe that's the right play. I'm going to pieces again first. What else could I find? I don't think there's anything else I can find for this mana. It's going to pause me. If our opponent has another pump spell, and it's bigger than a wild size, like a primal bellow, we do just lose. We do just lose. So maybe it was better if I grappled there to get back like a druid of the cowl to chump block. Yeah, I'm not going to beat myself up too much. It's all narrow out. Yeah. Do I want the spring in my hand? Yes, I do. And do I want the land drop or the greenwarden? I guess I want the greenwarden. It can get in front of the nissa. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Away we go. I can always get the land next turn if I have nothing else I can cast and I decide that's the line. Opponent is like, what happened? What the heck did he do last time I attacked? Now I'm afraid to attack. Last time I attacked, all my stuff died. All my cards were gone. Yeah, they're in the tank. What to do? Don't miss your attack step. Don't tilt. There you go. I mean, I'm tapped out. I'm at your mercy. If you can deal 8 damage, you are the champion. You are the victor of this game. Gaia's Revenge, I would have hoped Gaia's Revenge would have been like, bam, done. You never know. People have to think. When I'm tapped out like this, when all my cards are tapped, there's nothing I can do. So if you have a line to win the game, you're supposed to just take it. All right. So we've got another creature. It is a 4/4 trample elf warrior. And we drew the land. Nice. So now I can either spring and renew. I can greenwarden spring, but I definitely want the life gain. But then I'm taking 9. So I go to 1. That's really bad. And really scary, I might add. So what's a better line? There's a Kozilek's Return in the graveyard. I guess if I had taken the Baral's expertise, I'd be in a better spot right now. I feel like I just have to gain 7 and hope, but I can cast pieces first and try to hit a Crush of Tentacles. That would be very good. So I'll take that line. So many pauses. We got Fog. Last card Fog. Or just reading. Who knows? He gets to look at the cards first. Come on. Part the Water Veil or Crush of Tentacles would be excellent here. They're mythic, so I only get 1 each. Not there. Radiant Flames is there with a Geistblast. That can sweep the board, and then I take 5 and die. So that's not very good. I don't think I need this veggies. I can't think of what to use the Geistblast for, but I do think I want it in the graveyard. But I guess I'll take the veggies anyway. But that was not the flip I really needed. So, if they didn't have the pump spell last time, but if they have a haste creature or a pump spell, I lose. They didn't have it last turn, but even a Yeva Force Mage would be the end of me. Yitz has so much hate in chat. He says, that was the flip you deserved. Does Geistblast work with Radiant Flames? Yes, it does. That part I can vouch for sure. Up to 10. Maybe next turn is the Greenwarden renewal turn. I did still have some land in the deck. Not many. I think there were 2. Should have kept better count. Oh, we got barals, Greenwarden. But we're down to 23 cards in the deck, and somewhere in there is an ulamog, a torrential gear hulk that would be interesting. Here comes Nissa again. Are we going down to 1? No pump spells. Yes! Thank God we blew up that wild side. We'd have been dead so long ago. And passing turn. Okay, here we go. Yuck. So it's up to the Greenwarden. Greenwarden can get back, but I really draw more cards. Radiant Flames doesn't kill anything. Greenwarden for Fall of the Titans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 does 5. 5 does not kill frickin' Nissa. I could Greenwarden for the renewal, gain another 7 life, and that puts it off until next turn. I could Greenwarden for Baral's expertise, but that doesn't do it. I mean, I guess I could block his next 5/5. But all we'd be doing is bouncing the cavalry. I think that's pretty bad. I know my timer is running low. Yeah, but I think... Yeah, I think the line is another renewal. Or, actually, yeah, it's fall. It's fall. I can do it for 5. I can take his Nissa to 1 and kill the cavalry. And then I have a block for the 5/5 that gets animated. Or, what if I do 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2? No, that doesn't. I guess that wipes out both of them, but nope. Okay, so you die, you die. Or you don't die, but it's close. So next, all we need to do is get that back if we get to block here. Holy cow. So now what does the opponent need? They've drawn blanks, I think, the last 2 out of the last 3 turns, and I'm not really sure what they are. If it's something to kill this creature, the opponent wins. If it's like a fight mechanic, though, then if it's like a prey upon, if it's a rabid bite, they win. If it's something like a prey upon, we trade. And I get back Fall of the Titans, and I finish that Nissa. Go into attacks. Wild Size will also win the game, but they would have had to just draw it off the top of the deck. All right. Here we go. Fall of the Titans. Come on back. In before Ballista, Tayseer has taken up Nighthawk's position of calling out things that I lose to. Yeah, Ballista would do it. Without question. You don't have enough mana to just combo off and win, I don't think. Ooh! Daddy's home! Alright. Focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. So, let's see. My cheapest card is a 3. Takes me down 9. Me down 6. So I can't kill him with that. I think the easiest straightforward play is to ulamog and take out the Nissa in a forest. I'm just trying to decide if there's any better way to do this. And no, because I do have a kozilek's return in the graveyard. I prefer to kill some critters, but like Fall of the Titans right now can wipe out this Nissa, and then there's no threats on the board. And I could ramp harder, but no. No, there just isn't better. He's just the greatest in the world, isn't he? He's just our overlord and savior, Ulamog, the ceaseless hunger. Explain to me the 2 forest crider. I know I just feel like if I'm trying to think of something, I really can't. But I know if there's something that taps Ulamog or makes it unable to block, I would still be dead to the Nissa. Primal Bellow Wild Size, I'd still be dead to the Nissa. But those cards in hand can't be good. Like, they have to be blanks. So that's what he was holding? A Reclamation Sage? Wow. Wow, if he had just played that earlier, would have been interesting. Of course, I think I could have killed it with Fall of the Titans. So I don't think it would have changed everything. Entropy says opponent should be salty now. They were so close for multiple turns. Yes, they were. All right. Last forest. That does 9. So if I go down to 6, I do 12. So 6. Now, there's probably a fog. I do know this. Need to leave a blue up. We do. Geistblast. Primal Bellow. There was a Primal Bellow. Somewhere in there, he drew a Primal Bellow. Oh, my lord. All right, so face and another 6. Somewhere in there, that Primal Bellow came off the top. It wasn't the last time that the creatures hit us, the turn after the renewal. So it was probably drawn 1 turn too late. Holy cow. What a game! Oh my lord, that's why you can, if you don't like Geistramp, you must just not like me playing ridiculous games, because it does create the most entertaining. Oh, give gold. Sorry, when I get the adrenaline pumping, I forget. That's my bad. Opponent brought it. I mean, that was... We were at 1 life. We seemed dead so many times. Oh, Jackson. RS Jackson in chat says that Primal Bellow on Suntail Hawk is the new king of the meta, except for that you have to play the Suntail Hawk with a plains. It's not a combo. You have to have all forests for your Primal Bellow. You just have to. Otherwise, you're just losing value. Good hand. And the first time I think we'll see a turn 2 druid. Remember, we are against the wall. We have to retire this deck. Like, We have to permanently delete and never play this deck again. Those are the stakes if it loses a game. If it loses even one game before we get to 10 wins, and right now we're at 7, so we need to win 3 in a row, this deck gets retired. This deck gets thrown to the wolves, okay? The wolves. Yitz wants to know who wanted to take out Nissa Renewal since it has been saving lives these games. Do we have to look that up? Do you seriously want me to go back and look? Who said Nissa's Renewal? Who did it? Who wanted the renewal gone? Okay, nobody said to take Renewal out of the deck. All they said was, I don't like Nissa's Renewal. There's nothing wrong with saying that you don't like a card. Nothing wrong with that. Oh man, no lands. That does feel sad. But at least we get our druid back. AP says this deck will live on. He says it will never be gone. It's already in my deck list. Right on. Gone but not forgotten. Maybe that'll be the term. Okay, we're definitely overdue to draw land now. We've seen our top 12. Hit. I could play this. If it gets killed again, I will feel very bad. So there's got to be a land in the top. There we go. Just barely got there. Now which land? I guess I'll take the red source. And Ulamog's gonna hang out down here until we find, well, we have 2 grapples left in the deck, and a greenwarden, so he'll be chilling until we need him. Now, learn to love the grapple, Yitz. And darn it, we lost our opponent, but since they're off to a really good start, we're going to keep going. And since we're off to an awkward start, of course. But they're going to grow that vampire. They're going to bring the black-white ally life gain, which there's a deck. I mean, I hated 5-color allies, but would you guys want to see black-white ally life gain out of your boy CGB? Is that interesting to you? Man, if I had a basic, I could have veggies this turn. I wonder if that was a misplay. Although it's hard to assume. This is the only land in the whole deck that would have entered the battlefield tapped here. Oh, another Lumbering Falls, I guess. Anyway. If there's a word ally in it, CGB has to play it? That's mean. You're so cruel. With Bantu's Monument. Yeah, Zarvolt wants that life gain. Alright. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe I'll brew that up tonight. When the wife gets home and I'm watching that Game of Thrones, I'll be thinking about gaining and draining. We're going to have a good turn coming up. We have barals into veggies. And then after that, we have greenwarden getting back barals. That should help us keep the battlefield from being a total beatdown fest. Not a land, but we'll get 2 lands somehow. Bam. Wipe you out. That's why that card's in there. Proven its might. Let's get the blue mana. Got a lot going on with blue mana. All right, AI, bring him back out. More targets. His emissary. Well, that'll get a point. That'll get 3 points in before I get to Baral's expertise again. The trick is I have to keep developing my mana while I repeat the loop. Crush. Crush is good. Crush gets me there. Alright. So we have to play this, which kind of sucks, because then it's coming back to the hand right away, but it's all good. Stabilize. Hey, I think that's our first crush. Okay, Zarvolt, CGB, what's the best way to get deck lists to you? I have a ton of them. Whisper. You should just be able to whisper at me right here on Twitch. That's the best way to do it. You can also send me messages on YouTube, but I don't check those like close to as much. Shard's recommendation isn't a bad one either if you have a ton, but I wouldn't recommend sending me a ton. I'd recommend sending me 1 or 2 that you really like, because if you're just spamming me with deck lists, I'm not going to be able to look at, read them all, and give thoughts on all of them. It's a lot of work. All right, Greenwarden. Returning expertise, I'm pretty sure is a lot better here than Crush, as we have 13 power on the battlefield. 14 now, so we threaten lethal with the expertise, although our opponent can gain life, and will gain life. It says to inscribe it on fruit by the foot and mail it to him. That's a throwback. And I haven't had some fruit by the foot in a minute. You know, I never even stretched that stuff out. I just threw the whole wadded ball of that stuff in my mouth all at once. Here comes the beats. Gonna get lower on life. Gotta find me that Nissa's renewal, or just win the game. We'll see. Full blade, sure. 8 plus 5. Oh, hi. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Or 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8 is 4. So I deal 4 and 4. And I attack for not 16. Boo. So close. Wow, Shard, way to get at Libo. Just saying, don't mess with him. He's drunk on power, and I encourage it. Alright, we'll get these back in the hand. They're the most expensive. Wait a minute, now I can do it, right? Because I can deal 2 damage? Yeah, that works. I planned that the whole time. Look at this perfectly set up lethal, baby. Behold. Only a Jero's Resolve would have worked. I keep on saying that. So I actually added it to one of my decks, but I won't tell you which one. Eight wins. God, feels like such a slog, probably because of all the hoops my brain jumps through to play this deck. Feels like hard work, but hey, I'll take hard work that is playing Magic all the time. I choose hard work that is playing Magic all the time. 204. We are 254 minutes live today. You guys are getting all of me, and I get all of you. But I do get more delirious as the minutes go by. Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Random dude for the win. Bring it. And on the draw, this is slow, but I can't really mulligan it. It's got all the things we need. We just need time. It needs time. Only a matter of time. Dacier says in chat, "You really play good Magic, CGB. Thank you." Encouragement goes a long way. The Bow says that's going to be a long YouTube video, CGB. I'm probably going to cut this into about 8 videos and upload one, like, every day for a while. So opponent's opening on the blue and the white, and Binding Mummy is here, so that is scary. I guess just seeing a 2-drop shouldn't shock me, but I really do need... I gotta be careful here, because I could just get run over. My hand is not looking good. Still, so what do we do? Can't always have it good. I want to play this red mana, and I'm going to pretend like I'm a blue-red control deck, and maybe we'll get them scared of Censor or a Sweeper. But this is definitely a game where I want Kozilek's Return or Radiant Flames off the top pretty bad. And we're going to have a big decision next turn, because do I have pieces of the puzzle to look for those, or do I ramp? Right? Let's see what our opponent does. Passing turn. I like this. This is good. I can dig this. All right. Then, if we're not under as much pressure, I'm going to play Spring. If he counters it, we have veggies next turn, so it's okay. And I want an island if this resolves. There it is. All right, we rolling. We're not under too much pressure. Even if they had a Spell Queller there, it wouldn't be the worst. It's not like a Lord of the Accursed. This might be Esper Zombies, and there's no black. Could be a problem. Diz wants to say, any spirit deck in Quest for the Best. There can be. It's on my list. Hopefully I get to it. Bring in the Beats is the binding one. There's the pull. Hopefully we'll get to take a big old pull off of tomorrow before this one ends. So let's play around Censor and get a land on the battlefield. We'll bluff a Shock. I think that's more bluffable than a Fog, at least for me. And we'll go get the blue. We got another green, we got another red. Do I need a third red? No, so I'll just get another blue, because we have all blue cards in our hand. We don't want to get blue bottlenecked. And things might be just fine. Our opponent, they had a 2-drop. If they had gone 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, we'd have had a really hard time winning this game without peeling a Sweeper. But since they didn't, I feel like we're in great shape. Torrential Gearhulk can't block either of those, though. What's the right play? Greenwarden. Pull right now goes for 6. That's tempting. That's a pretty good number, but Pieces goes for 5, which is almost as deep for less mana. Which means I might be able to cast something else if I find it. Another ramp spell, perhaps. So I think I like that. Better than taking the pull at this time. And better than the Gearhulk, because it doesn't block anything. There is a Radiant Flames. I am very happy to see you. 3 lands go to the graveyard. And that will buy us some more time. So it's probably blue-white Embalm, because the Embalmed cards are zombies. And there we go. The 5/3 Glyph Keeper arrives. Still in the air. Still a problem. We can get back Radiant Flames though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can. We can just undo that. We want to leave a red and a blue and a green open. We did it. This is the problem for me with Glyph Keeper. This is the thing that's happened in those control mirrors so many times that it makes me not play Glyph Keeper. Is 3-point Radiant Flames. By itself, that's a reason not to play that card for me. It just happens so often. And we got some more embalming things. I do hope that Magic Duels Digital Next has an AI that's not abysmal, but I have a feeling they'll just port what they have. The weird thing is it's only gotten worse. Ulamog. We've got 10. Pretty good. Alright. Seems broke. Blow up your land. Like a jerk. If you want to counter it, that's fine. I will torrential Gearhold, grapple with the past, Ulamog again. And we have a concession. I will accept that. Ulamog's just gonna eat this library. That was one of the easier ones. We're at 9-1. We're trying to get one more win. Our 5th win in a row for today. Wow. Explain that. That was pretty awesome. In chat, a command just got entered for MTG bot by Yitz. It said, explain quality. And MTG bot said, MTGO is a quality program. And we're all a little confused now. I think we all know that MTGO is not what we're looking for. MTGO is by far, easily the ugliest way to play Magic. Just the ugliest. Unless you want to count like those, engine, those kind of engines with a little bit of art in them, like X-Mage and Cockatrice. MTGO is uglier than Duels on every platform, and it's a lot uglier than the paper game. Awkward hand, but I think I can keep it. I can probably pieces into a veggies. This gives me at least some play to kill like a Thalia or something that might mess with me. Let's find out. And we're opening on island. There's a grapple, so we have a 2-drop. Even if all it's doing is throwing some stuff in the graveyard and getting us another land drop, that's okay. It might find us a druid of the cowl. Since the opponent has mana open, we don't want to run into censor, so I'm going to play this on their turn. What's going to happen now? Uh-oh, skirmisher. Now I'm very glad we have this Geistblast. I'm trying to... Okay, I'm getting lagged. I can't pause, and I can't cast. That's very bad. Okay, we got it. And we get a forest. Okay. Well, because I'm getting lagged, I do not trust my ability to interact with this skirmisher if he throws Angelic Destiny on it, so I'm just going to shoot it now. With extreme prejudice, I might add. Let's see, Taser says, explain life on Mars. I hear that life on Mars is all about potatoes. Like all about potatoes. That's just what I hear. That's a joke on a book. Some of you may get that. Yonder says, explain cancellation of duels. No response. TGB is prejudice against cats. What'd I do? Just because I had to be extremely No, I'm prejudiced against knights, homie. White knights. What the heck? We don't need any white knighting in here. Alright, let's take some pieces of this puzzle. I don't have anything to cast for one. I'm just... So it doesn't really matter what I leave up. I guess I might want you. I mean, I know I already have Radiant Flames and such, but this basically means if his deck is built on small creatures, he can't do anything. If you don't think that potatoes grow on Mars, you have to watch The Martian or read the book, which I would recommend more, but I know most of you won't read the book. But you can. It's a good book. Alright. I guess I'll do this on my turn. Again, the lag might get me if I don't. And Greenwarden is great. Explain, why does Tom Cruise suck at being a mummy? Well, I think we've covered that in depth. We don't need a bot. We all know. If you've been a part of this stream for a while, this is well known. If Matt Damon can grow potatoes on Mars, it must be true. That now you're talking. Now you're speaking like an educated man. That's what I'm gonna put out there. Greenwarden or renewal? I think renewal. If it gets countered, we can get it back with Greenwarden. But I keep on saying if it gets countered. That's not gonna do the job. That's not going to do it. They found a spell queller, but this spell too big, yo. Got another green, so we'll go blue, blue, red. Wow. Query, how tall is Tom Cruise? The MTG bot knew that. 1.7 meters? I don't know what a meter is. I don't know where that comes from. Just kidding. MTG bot explained to Yonder what cancel is in a whisper. Okay. What is cancel? Like, you mean like the counter spell? Jace is here. Jace has made an appearance today. Could be a pain, but if counter spells get involved, it could be a pain. But right now, I think Greenwarden for Crush can take care of it. I don't know if I have the mana for it. I think I'm on 9. I need 11 for Greenwarden Crush. Okay. Let's review that graveyard again. And I do want to do the Crush thing, but I can't get it countered. But if it gets countered, I can Geistblast it if I set it up right. So what I should do this turn is get it back. And then I will have 4 mana left over. So what I can also do with my turn is cast Pieces, or I can Radiant Flames away that Spell Queller. I don't care about that Queller. I have 25 life. So I should Pieces, and then Greenwarden get back Crush, unless something else comes up. Okay, now I can... I don't need another Radiant Flames, but taking a big old pull from tomorrow might get fun if we get to that stage of the game. But honestly, I'm about to cut pull from tomorrow. We just haven't needed it. We've had these mines that we've never even flashed back. It would be a lot more useful as... Don't tell Gemini I said this, but it would be a lot more useful as a telling time at this point, because then we could do something on turn 2. Okay. Reprisal. Cool. Give me another card. And what card should it be? Another renewal. Renewal is actually, in case you can't tell from these games, it's a big part of this deck. It is a big deal. Thing in the ice. So, like a blue-white control, but no counter spells? Unless you count Spell Queller, maybe? I don't know. Cat Knight? Just Cat Knight for finishing? I don't know. Some kind of tempo? 8-ball, will Magic next be good? I bet we are not sure about that. TGB, instead of pull, why not pulse a murasa? The 3 drops are... I mean, I know that this sounds like a stock answer, but I've actually tried pulse and tried it many times because I really wanted pulse, especially over grapple. There's too many 3s. Like, I'd have to take out a 3-drop. I really would. It's just too clogged at all times. I'm always a mana short of casting something there. All right, we'll get those, and we'll play this. No sensor? All right, living. How you doing? I just had such a hard time getting Pulse cast all the time, so I like Pulse. I wanted Pulse in this deck. I think my first draft had all 4 Pulses. I was very happy about it. Oh well. No, I think I'm better off with a Fog or a Telling Time. Something I can do, either something I can do on turn 1 or 2 that isn't embarrassing, or oftentimes I do just wish I had a 1 of Fog in the deck that I could dig out with a Pieces. It would be like an out. I'm surprised it wasn't Barals into Veggies. It could have been, but I wanted the 8/8, and here's what's up. I also want his Jace reset, so I want his Jace to go back down. We can always baral into Veggies when he recasts some more stuff. That's waiting for us. It'll be there. It was something I thought about, and it's certainly something I want to do. So Topin, not gonna replay the Jace. Interesting. What's in my yard? I guess I can grapple? Show me my graveyard. I wish I could like talk to this thing like Alexa or Siri. Okay. So right now I can torrential Gearhulk, grapple. Then what? I guess I get a land or an ulamog if I find it. And then afterwards I can Baral's Expertise, I can bounce my own Gearhulk if I want, and his 2 creatures if that resolves. And cast the Veggies. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. Pull from tomorrow, I could deck myself, but seems absolutely unnecessary when I could make plays that impact the board. Or I could draw 2 cards. I think that's strictly better. I always forget about that. The 8/8 dies to Jace. It does, but I'm not like attached to my 8/8. Oh, that's bad timing on your Queller. But it wouldn't counter these anyway. Now we've got the Geistblast combo set up. Hello, I'm tapping these manas. I'm casting this thing. Lag. Now I don't have to. I'll just bounce these instead and get him for 8 rather than bouncing my Gearhulk. One land to go. Perfect. We'll get that too. Let's just complete the collection. And that should set us up for Fall of Titans Geistblast next turn, no matter what happens here. It looks like we're gonna get the 5 wins in a row and get to 10-1. Looks like we're gonna level up Geistramp. I thought it might be dead. It's honestly a deck that is so bipolar for me. My hopes were not very high. And we certainly, it makes for entertaining content, for sure. Because that game where we were at 1 life and the wild size and that got blown up by the kozilek's return, that game was epic. Wouldn't change a thing about it if I wanted to, or if I could. Missed intruder. Here in time for the death. Topin free blade jumping in. No mana left to fight the combo. Not that we even need the combo, we can deal straight up 12. And just past the turn. Just past the turn. We will I'm going to remember the gift of gold. I'm gonna make it look like an accident, but I'm gonna point the fall of the Titans at me. So we're gonna play pull for 0. Probably not the way the designers ever thought that card would be played. And that's going to give us our surge. We're going to run it up to 14. We're going to target these. There. Yay! And gold for you. Go forth and get yourself some more cards. Chad is picking on our opponent because they didn't know how to kill the 8/8 token with Jace. Yeah, they just didn't want their Jace to die. They'd rather be unvictorious than see their Jace get mauled by a Gear Hulk. All right, 10-1. Leveled up. We leveled this. We level 2'd it. Yeah, you are not necessary. Are you necessary? I think so. Even though it hasn't shined yet, I think the moment will come. I think everything else is good. Yeah, all the other things have gone very well. So, what's the play? I kind of think a baral is a good ramp spell. It's a lot like Druid of the Cowl, but it ramps all of your spells, which is most of the deck. So, I think I want to try a baral in that spot. It's kind of like another ramp card. I think it's better than Telling Time too, because it can make you cast your Explosive Vegetation early, your Barals Expertise. Yep, try that. Let me update that before I post a list somewhere and I get called out. Actually, I need to I need to put this whole list in my iPad, because I changed a bunch of things before we played it. So I gotta make sure it's right. Can't have people be calling me out on my own show. Unacceptable. So it goes fall, baral. Hey, that rhymes-ish. 2 and 4. 2. Barals Expertise is something that became an addition of a card. And other than that, we actually didn't change a bunch of things. The baral is new, and the baral's expertise. That's flavorful. But that's it. 2 polls from tomorrow and a commit to memory came out. Everything else is the same. So we kind of walked in some circles and came back to this, but it's all good. It's good stuff. Mana base the same. Brush part, greenwarden. That's the other thing. Oh yeah, we added the greenwarden. Yep. That's the. I was missing one card. I was trying to figure out what it was. It was the greenwarden. Now we got that down. All right. Sweet. I'm going to use the bathroom really quick. I will come back in a few minutes.